In 2006, Ziggy asked me to look for SNAPBALLS on members of the Peltata-Complex. So I started off just reconfirming some of his research. I started off with Capensis and showed that to myself, to my own satisfaction anyway, that yeah, they have the normal red head matchstick type heads to them. And so I thought, okay, confirm the baseline sort of thing, standard matchstick type heads that you get on Drosera capensis and quite a few other general Drosera species. And because I was doing all this work with a 2 smeg camera, and I was walking up the hill because I wasn't driving then, and I was walking, and I wasn't on the internet then, because I was off the internet from like 2003 to 2008 for 5 years. So I had to walk up the hill to David Aldridge's place and send these 2 smeg images, which you'll see one later, off to Ziggy. And of course they weren't as good as what the video camera can get. So I decided after Capensis to go and look for these pads that he said you can find on the Pygmies. So I started off with this hybrid species. I thought, oh well, the hybrid would be good because you might have a chance of getting, one from each species in the hybrid, you see. So I started off with the digitally crossbred Pulchella to see if I could see these so-called glue pads or snap heads or snap pads. So so I cut off a leaf of this, because this is being done in around about the 3rd week of February, just before the 3rd week of February. So we've got days of between 40 and 46 outside, and the tentacle heads are just drying off in minutes. And I first started off trying to walk them up to David Aldridge's place and use his camera, but it just, in the 20 minutes or so walking up the hill, there was no way. So I put the leaf on the stage here, moved it about and had a look, and the usual things you do, get your eye in sort of thing. Look down there. Yeah, sort of. There you go. We got. You wait. Another one, sort of, but wasn't quite clear until we get the final shot in a minute. And you can see there's also something odd going on. Here's a classic sanitary napkin shaped snap head. So that was fully confirmed. So we confirmed the baseline Capensis, we fully confirmed these ones. So that was reconfirmed, and then I tried to go to the 10 times to get a closer view, and I also had a graticle somewhere. I was giving him measurements, but I don't think it may be on another tape. You said this was in this is in February when it's stinking hot outside, and you don't really want to be doing this sort of work at that time of the year, but he wanted to get some reconfirmation, because the clandestine article about the snap denticular architecture of the genus Drosera had just come out like 6 months before the middle of 2005, so I was trying to do this, and then I went on to, and then you get a bit closer view. And there's something odd down there. That will be important when you come to Drosera glandulifera. And this was one of the photograph type I was setting off to Ziggy. It was terrible. It was like I had a 2 smeg camera, that's all I had then. Now I have an 8 megapixel camera, which I'm using at the moment to make this movie. So I didn't get that until 2008 when I got back onto the internet. So things are a little bit better now, but that's mainly because of King John Howard did nothing on broadband for 10 years in Australia, and then chose to do water first and broadband second, when he should have done broadband first and got the expertise to fix the Murray-Darling Basin in using the broadband, and so people wouldn't even have to fly and they could just give their expertise over the internet. Oh, and this I looked at, then went on to look at Drosera binata, and they had the same sort of matchstick type heads. So and then we went back to looking for the Tjukaloo, Foliosa, Hookerii one, and we kept getting these ones on some of the adult leaves. And then I decided to go to some of these seedling plants to see if we could get you know, a more ballish sort of thing on the younger rosette sort of thing of the seedling plants. So so I go from these sort of semi-adult erect plants down to a seedling thing on the side here. As you can see down here, they were the only ones I had left at the end of the season, because, you know, it was almost at the time where they were about to die off and go into dormancy, even though you can keep them, you know, an 11-month season going. But and then every so often we get like a shine or sheen. It looked like you had a ball there. It was very hard. You can see that looks like there's a ball there, and there's a sheen every now and again that gives you the impression that you are looking at a sphere, you know, or sorry, a hemisphere, a half, you know, hemisphere sticking out from the end of these tiny things that are drying out like drying out like anything. But yeah, we finally get the image towards the end here. We finally confirm that you do get snap balls on the at least one member of the Peltata-Complex, the Drosera Hookerii now. And so that sets it somewhere between the Pygmies and the Petiolaris-Complex. If you assume that the Petiolaris-Complex is the just like GIANT-Pygmies in a way. And this is the binata work, so I must have got ahead of myself. Yeah, here we go. That's much clearer that the binata is just like the normal sort of thing. So that's just showing you your binata. And then I got the idea of using a black background to, you know, sort of dark field microscopy sort of thing, do it yourself sort of thing. And also the idea of using Polaroid glasses to get myself, you know, sort of a combination of dark field and polarized light at the same time, something to sort of get rid of some of this stray light that was getting in the way, to see whether that glint was really, you know, indicative of a true snap ball. So because snap balls go all the way back to Lloyd with Drosera Pygmia, of course. If you look at his diagram there, it shows a clear snap ball on Drosera Pygmia. But anyway, here we go, we start to get some success here. So this sets some of these erect Sundews somewhere between the Pygmies and the Petiolaris-Complex, I would say. And there you go, snap ball confirmed, confirmation of, yes, you can get snap balls on some of these Drosera. That's a really nice one, I think. It's a different, slightly different shape to snap ball, but there you go, there's the ball, and a slightly different pad shape, but you know, there you go, confirmation, at least placing them somewhere, I would say, between the Pygmies and the Petiolaris-Complex, I would say. So there's more work for other people to do. Isn't science wonderful? There's no limits, anyone can do this stuff.